You guys, aloha, 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 aloha. It's me, this main man here, HH, with Mr. Daniel Jones here, just to do like a gaming discussion. And I think this is something that we'll probably do more of in the next few weeks. Just trying to have like a specific day where we can sort of break these things down. But I just thought, let's talk gaming. And I felt that's based on just Daniel's knowledge of the gaming world, industry, and so for him keeping it. I thought, let's have this holistic discussion. So rather than stuff that is specific, I wanted to really talk mainly about the console wars, specifically Xbox against PlayStation, where it went right for PlayStation, where it went wrong for Xbox, and where they are right now, and where they could be moving forward. So let me just first kick things off. PlayStation was the king. And I think when PlayStation first came out, I think was it 95 that it came out?
I'm not sure. I think it was.
I think it was because something. Because I remember, obviously, one of the launch titles was of course Gran Turismo, and Banjo Kazooie and all that stuff. But I think it was 95. Yeah. So, because for me, that was a massive leap. Because for us, like in our house, obviously, the main thing we had was Mega Drive, SNES, and that was the big thing. And obviously the N64. But I think when PlayStation came, it was okay now. Video games have now grown up now because of just how advanced the graphics were. Because see, that's the thing. If you look at PlayStation graphics today, you're like, oh my gosh, that looks dated. Think about 1995 and think about the jump from Mega Drive, SNES, Sega Genesis to PlayStation. It was massive. It was flipping massive. Hence why when it came, it was the first big leap in gaming. And I think just the impact it made there was huge. So just for you, Dan, so what do you think the big kind of leap was in the PlayStation, the first PlayStation, from what we had, i.e. the SNES, Mega Drive, to what PlayStation was?
Well, to be honest, this is way before my time, to 95, so I wasn't around when PlayStation 1 and all this happened. So, but what I can tell, it's mostly the games, right? Because PlayStation 2 had some of the most iconic games of all time. Mm-hmm. And we'll get into the discussion later, but games are a big factor when it comes to consoles. And PlayStation 2 had really good games. So.
And because I think, see, that's the key thing. I think obviously we'll obviously get to that with the whole Xbox thing, but I think the big thing was, of course, the games and the variety of games that PlayStation had, which PS2 took to the next level. So PlayStation had a huge, massive thing, and it then took over because really before PlayStation, Nintendo was king. Mega Drive was okay. SNES was, of course, because I remember my best friend that I've known my whole life, he had a NES, which was the first in Nintendo, and it had Mario on it, which was the old one. But the SNES, which was of course the next generation, that was the one, because that was the one with flipping Mario Kart, which everyone flipping played, and Link to the Past, Zelda. Yes. Link to the Past. So that was a big one. Mega Drive was there, but it wasn't good with SNES. But then when PlayStation came, it changed things because it's showed you that, oh no, games can now be adult. Because I think, didn't Silent Hill come out on PlayStation?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah,
I think it was on because basically, things for me is that I'm the youngest in my family, so whenever the games came, my brothers always had to play them first. So for me, I just was there, just watching them play the games, because they always had first dibs on all of the games that came. Then that's basically played after they played. Because I remember Silent Hill, which was one of the most messed up games I've ever seen in my life. But the next thing now is, now let me ask you this: did you ever own or buy an Xbox? The first Xbox in 01.
So here's the thing, right? I've never actually owned an Xbox because I've always been PC. PC is always my thing, man, because I can play every game on PC. So, but I know Xbox is a great console, and to be honest, if you're a casual gamer and you like games like, I don't know, NBA 2K or whatever, then Xbox is a console for you, right? It allows you to play games with your friends, especially if they have Xbox as well. And yeah, but for me, it was always PC. PC is my thing.
Oh, but you always say all the PlayStation consoles though.
Just the last one. The last one was good.
You mean the PS4?
PS4, PS4.
PS4. So basically, so my thing is, so coming into PS2 now, this is my thing is the first Xbox was a brick. It's no, it's literally was an actual brick, and I think this is the thing with Xbox. The PS2 was, I still say, is the greatest console of all time. I think the PS2 was the greatest console of all time because of the, as you said, the amount of games. And this is the issue with I get with a lot of consoles now is because I think same thing with PC. PC, you pretty much any game you have on the console, you can get on the PC.
That's right.
And they can pretty much express. So the issue
I mean,
is, sorry?
But not just that. Like on PC, you can actually have the Xbox controller. So, I mean, when you think about it, you have the Xbox controller, you have the Xbox games, and because the PC has better specs, the games run faster. So for me, it was always PC. I didn't really see a point in buying an Xbox.
So, but I mean, but obviously, so what I've always asked about PC is how hard is it to, let's say, make like a PC port or a PC version of like a console game? Is that a difficult thing to do, or is actually quite easy just to sort of make like take what a console has done and just make a PC version of it?
I think it depends on the game, right? If it's a platform game, I think it's easy. I mean, I've never even thought about it, but if it's a big open world game, it may take a few months to do that. But
no, so obviously like an MMO and stuff.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So yeah, so basically, so my thing is, look, when PS2 came, I think PS2 was because PS2 just did what the PlayStation did, but then it just took things to the next level. It took things to the next level, and I think with Xbox was Microsoft saying, you know what, this is going to be the next. Because yeah, this is what people need to remember. In the 90s, gaming wasn't the big thing. So PlayStation 1, it was coming in, but it was still sort of like an underground kind of thing. It wasn't as mainstream as it was now. I think once PS2 came and arrived, basically, so towards the end of PlayStation cycle, Microsoft was saying, okay, no, this could be something, because as the 90s were ending, more and more, because remember, the games were getting better. Developers were understanding the machine more. So the games were getting a lot more developed. Because I remember, I think it was PlayStation. There's this game called Manhunt, which was banned. And I don't know whether you remember it. So this game called Manhunt, where literally you control a killer who goes around actually killing people, something people. But it was so realistic, they actually banned the game. Because they were like, okay, no, this is too dangerous because it is far to interact. So you think GTA is bad, but Manhunt was even a lot more edgy and a lot more darker. So because of what gaming was doing, guys were, oh shit, like this is going to the next level. You see, Xbox was saved by one thing, Daniel. This is the key thing: Halo. No Halo, Xbox is finished. Because I remember when because again, I was always a PlayStation guy, and my thing was why should I get an Xbox? But I still affirm that, and this is where I want to throw it to you. For me, Halo, is arguably one of the greatest games ever because of what it did for a console. I don't think there's ever been a singular game. Well, we don't know, because PlayStation always has many games, but there's never been a singular game that literally was a flagship for a console the way that Halo was. Because see, there were only two quality games on Xbox: Halo and Fable. Thing with Fable is this: that prick Peter Molyneux, this dude promised us the greatest RPG of all time. He said, "Oh my gosh, if you put like an acorn in a tree or something, 5-10 years later, it will grow into a tree and all that kind of stuff." But all those promises were it was still a decent game. It was never the game. But Halo was like, "Oh my gosh, wow, we've never seen an FPS like this." So I mean, do you think so? Where would you put Halo, first Halo, with regards to great games in terms of what it did for the Xbox? You bought an Xbox to play Halo. You didn't buy an Xbox to play any of those trash games. You bought it to play Halo. So what's your thing on Halo?
Yeah, Halo was revolutionary, man. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you said that Halo saved Xbox, but it didn't save it. It started it. I mean, nobody really thought about buying the Xbox until they heard of Halo, and then everyone was playing Halo. And all the third party games would eventually come to Xbox. So everyone played like GTA or Rockstar games, um, but yeah, Halo was the one that started it all. So it's always been like when you think of Xbox, it's like the main company you think of. Similar to with Nintendo, you think of Super Mario.
Yeah.
Well,
Mario Kart,
yeah. So
Zelda.
it's like the image of Xbox.
Yeah, so basically, see, my thing is, yeah, like, I mean, you gotta say it started it. Sorry, it saved it, and it also started because that was the kind of cast that said, okay, this is what we're going to now form our whole thing around. So PS2, I just thought was because thinking about the PS2 it was basically PlayStation but better. It was obviously better graphics, a whole variety of games. I literally, whether you were into football games, MMOs, puzzle games, shooting games, racing, any type of game, you could get it on PS2, and you could get like the best of that game of whatever performance was. I think because Microsoft were starting out, they couldn't compete because remember, PS2 had PlayStation 1, so they could learn from that experience. Xbox were just coming into the market. So now this is now where things now get tricky, which was the PS3. You see, I think based on just how Xbox struggled, Sony were like, oh man, this is easy. This is easy. So they said, look, these guys can't compete with us. Look how much they struggled. And you know what I think as well? I think I assumed Sony thought Microsoft would actually quit. They thought, because of how much they struggled with Xbox, where Halo and Halo 2 only just saved them, they wouldn't even bother with doing another console. But PS3 comes out. These guys price this thing at £400. And why do they do that, Daniel? They do that because it's like a business thing. The consumer is going to come to us because we are the only game in town. Because remember, we are the sequel to PS2. PS2, one of the most successful consoles of all time. Naturally, everybody will flock to it. But the key thing was Microsoft was like, you know what? Let's stick with this. So what did they do with the 360? They're like, you know what? We now undercut them. Because remember, so I think the 360 was around £250. And PS4 was, I think, around $399. So what people did, and this was me. Let me give you my example. I was like, look, Xbox, cool and everything, but all about this whole PS3. But look at the PS3 and say, £400? So then I say, you know what? Because I remember, because I bought my 360 off my cousin. So he said he gave it to me for a little bit of a less price. I was, you know what? Let me look at this whole 360. And what 360 did, they copied the exact model of the PS2, which is that we're just going to give you games. We're going to just give you games. So the PS3, because remember, with the PS3, they didn't have the amount of different games that the 360 did, and 360. And see, now this is the key thing now. Online. The online and this is what, I don't know whether you agree or disagree, the online experience of Xbox destroys and obliterates the PlayStation.
Yes. But not just the online experience, but the only thing, well, we'll talk about it later, but the actual experience of the Xbox, for me, I mean, I'm not talking for everyone, but for me personally, is a lot better than when I use a PlayStation, even just navigating through the menu.
Oh, bro. Basically, literally, I'll even come back to this to see this, you always learn. The issue the main issue I had with PlayStation is, in terms of navigation, there hasn't really been that much of a leap from PlayStation 1, PS2, PS3, or even PS4. The leap, and this is because remember, Microsoft they come from PC. So it comes from Windows. So they already have an aspect of navigation. Sony don't have a background in that, which is why I've always said that it would be very interesting if Apple ever made a console. Because if Apple made a console, I think that would be a pretty critical console in terms of what their navigation would be and how good the user experience would be if Apple ever made a console, which is why I said why they've never made a console, which is crazy. But my thing is, because they have a background in PCs and so forth, they know how important navigation is. So what you saw, because basically my brother is an animator, and because he used to work for Microsoft, so he used to help animate the avatars that you had on the 360 and stuff. So he used to work for the company that did that stuff. So what they did was, no, the navigation should be, you should enhance the navigation experience. So before you even get to the game, you should actually enjoy the experience of not playing the game, i.e., what your avatar looks like, talking to other people, going through menus. And so remember, this was the first time when, okay, now you now have Netflix, you now have all of these other things that you can sort of go in. So, but the issue with the PS, I think, as you said, the experience, PlayStation, I play it just so I can, look, bro, it's right here. My Xbox is right here, and I use this to watch Netflix and Prime because it's just so easy. I press this, and the ease with which I can just get to the menus, the ease with which I can go from Netflix to Prime Video, from Prime Video to YouTube is easy. I just press this, menu comes up, and it's cool. So, I mean, so let me ask you this then. So PS2 destroyed Xbox 100%. It won. 360 and PS3, because people have differing issues on this. For me, I believe that 360 destroyed PS3. PS3 had some amazing particular games. Again, I've heard of Left of Us. There's this other game called Heavy Rain that was a really good game. David Cage made that whole thing. And of course, Uncharted, the Uncharted game. So I think Uncharted 1, 2, 3.
Last of Us? Is that the game you're talking about?
Yeah, Last of Us, yeah. So Last of Us, the Uncharted series, maybe I'll go to live chat. Maybe I'm forgetting something else. If the live chat, tell me what other games came on PS3. I think it was the Uncharted. Their best exclusives was the Uncharted series, Last of Us, and I would argue Heavy Rain, which I thought was a really good game. Heavy Rain. So, in your view, what's won, 360 or the PS4?
Yeah, so my
360 or the PS3.
PS3, yeah. So my cousin had both, and whenever I went to his house, he always used the 360, and we never really used the PlayStation 3. And to be honest, even when I went to his house, I wanted to get the 360 a lot more than the PS3 because I just enjoyed it a lot more. I just thought, wow, what a great console. But still, I only use PC. So, but yeah, I think 360 was better, man. It was a great console.
You see, now here's my thing here is, so first, PS3 sold more than Xbox 360 though. And let me explain to you why. Because of no, for me, the PS3, do you know why I did? Because of PS2. Not because of the PS3, because of the PS2. Because a lot of people were like, fine, £400, I will ride because this is obviously the thing. And remember, not a lot of people went over to 360. But my argument is, Skyrim was on Skyrim was on PS3, wasn't it? I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was on both. I think it was on both.
Yeah, it was on both. Bro, I said, see, eventually it came out afterwards. Mass Effect, I would argue, I know I still have to play The Last of Us. I know it's cool. I would argue that the best game on both consoles was Mass Effect 1 and 2. I will argue that to anything. Anybody can argue with me that I don't give a damn. Mass Effect 1 and 2 were the best set of games that came out on both consoles in terms of the quality of the game, what the game was doing, how the game was advancing the genre, the kinds of things you could do with the game, the entire experience, the unique experience of it. I would say Mass Effect. But yeah, my argument is that yes, it sold more. But for me, the PS3 only made an impact based on people's loyalty to it, based off the PS2. So the PS3 success was based off the PS2. Because you have to think about it. 360, was coming off a break, which was the first Xbox. That's only had one. The first Xbox, it had 2 games. Halo 1, Halo 2. That's it. So 360 didn't have the kind of hits that PS3 had. You see, 360 didn't have PS2. It was coming off Xbox One. So the amount of work it had to do to get into the market was far more. And I will still say it was that thing. So in response to this, how would you still say that, okay, because it sold more, it therefore won that war?
I mean, when you think about it, it did when it comes to business, but it ruined the image of PlayStation a little bit for me because and to the question, I mean, the only reason it sold more consoles was because of the fan base, right? Since more people had the PlayStation, then you wanted to get it too because that means that you can play with them, you can play with your friends. I think that was a big thing. So if your friends had the PlayStation, you would buy the PlayStation. I mean, there was no competition if your friends had it. So, but then a lot of communities, their friends had the Xbox, so then that was why the Xbox started growing. But when it comes to the console itself, for me, I think it was the 360 was just better. Yeah.
Yeah. No. See, so maybe this is objective thing. I just think that navigation is key, and you cannot deny the amount of work and quality that was in that 360 in terms of the amount of stuff that they did to advance your experience up upon the Xbox. PS3, that was a bomb-ass navigation system. PS3, because see, so that's another key thing. I don't think 360 had Blu-ray. I think PS3 was the first console to have Blu-ray.
Yeah, but there's a reason. There's a reason for that. If I'm not mistaken, if the live chat can tell me, but I'm pretty sure Sony owns Blu-ray, right? Or they're the founders of Blu-ray or something. So they got it pretty much free, if not by a massive discount. So Xbox, they would have to pay a whole fee on top of the console. So if you want to get the console, it would cost extra because of the Blu-ray. But for Sony, it was so cheap that they could just put it in and no problem.
Oh yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. See now, what was it called? See now, this I remember this, man. Xbox had Red Ring of Death.
That was bad, man. That was bad.
But you know what? I had it. You go to the website and you send it over to Germany. They send you back a free Xbox. Took about 2 weeks.
No, for everyone, man. I heard a lot of people complain about that. But yeah, I mean, if it was good for you, then that's cool.
No. I said I had the Red Ring of Death as well.
Yeah, I'm saying like a lot of people had it, and then when they try to get a new one, it would take months and months.
Yeah. Luckily for me, 2-3 weeks it was fine. Should I go?
No, yeah, so that's good. That's good, man. But
okay,
but I think I mean, this is a Microsoft thing, right? The Red Ring of Death, the blue screen of death. It happens a lot.
It went through 3x. Infinity, that's unlucky, man. No, that is unlucky. So it's okay. So we now move over. Now this is where things now gets thingy dies. It's funny that you say Red Ring of Death. It's funny how things flip. You can basically, I'll show you how these two consoles interconnect. So from a 360 took the PlayStation 2's pamphlet with regards to games. 360 had way more of a variety of games than the PS3 did. PS3 just had really good exclusive, but in terms of just the amount of games, that was for the flipping 360. Then we now go over to PS4 and Xbox One. And this is how another flip again. Daniel, I'm telling you right now, when I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, it sounds like I'm about to launch a nuclear device.
Yeah.
Seriously, it sounds like I'm in a nuclear reactor in North Korea. This thing, I'm like, wait, it's as if I'm about to launch to the moon. it's a bit about I'm about to join Neil Armstrong at the moon.
Yeah.
But
everyone's the same. Everyone has this problem.
It's
crazy. I have the pro version, right? Which is supposed to not have this problem, but it still happens. It sounds crazy.
Actually, I want to ask a question about the pro. But my thing about this is that And this is where I screwed up. I was gonna get Red because I knew how loud the PS4 was. I was gonna get Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox One, but I had like, oh man, there's this whole online thing, and the online thing is really cool on Red Dead Redemption 2. So I said, okay, all right, so let me just play with my friends online. Lo and behold, the online is actually trash.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, 1000% I would have gotten it on the Xbox because this is a far more powerful machine than the PS4. You don't hear anything. You can play whatever. It is silent, And the thing is that look, the PS4 has a much better design than the Xbox. I don't give a damn about the design. Work well, perform well, be silent, and you can just don't make it too big. I'm cool. But you see how it flips now, where the Xbox One now sort of performs like how the PS3 performed. In terms of PS3 was, silence wasn't an issue. So question about the Pro. How much is the graphical leap of the Pro as opposed to the regular PS4? Because they said, because what's the name of Hideo Kojima's new game?
Yeah.
Like Kojima's new game, they said, you have to, because it's the game that really maximizes the power of the PS4 Pro. So how good are the graphics on the Pro?
The graphics are incredible, especially Death Stranding. That's a crazy game when it comes to graphics. But so the thing is, you can get the Death Stranding on PlayStation, but you can't. I'm not sure about this. I think you can't get an Xbox. I think you can't get an Xbox.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the graphics are probably better on the Xbox because you can't get it. So, but when I was playing Red Dead, it was really slow. Some bits were really slow. They're 30 frames per second.
So is this on the PS4 Pro?
Pro, yeah. And Horizon Zero Dawn, which is like one of their exclusives.
Oh yeah. Is that with that chick that fights?
Yeah. I mean, that's 30 frames. Couldn't get higher than 30 frames. And I was looking online, and everyone had the same problem. But then I think they're going to release it on PC soon, so I'll see how it works on there. But 30 frames for a AAA game, man, it's not good. So I guess that's why they're moving to next gen.
So looking at this, the console war and the whole thing between both of them and like where they are right now. You see, for me, this is where I am right now. I think overall, as a whole, PlayStation 1. And PlayStation 1 because Xbox screwed up with the Xbox One. Whichever moron thought that it was a great idea to force you to have a Kinect is a fool. Because do you know what? Again, it shows you how it flips. 360, great price. You had the games. I felt that whether you sold less or anything, you made a great impact onto the market because you boosted the amounts of people that were now Xbox users. Xbox One, you got arrogant because you now followed the PS3 route. You now said, we're going to now force... Nobody asked for the Kinect. We're going to force to have half of the Kinect. We're going to say that you have to now be on the internet to buy it. So because the Kinect is such an expensive accessory, it was a crazy price. And guys said, no, we're not doing this. So by the time they even took away the Kinect, the PS4 would be like, man, we've already screwed you over. Because PS4 learned from the mistakes of PS3, came with a really good price, and they then said what's on board. Fact of the matter is this: PS4 beats Xbox One this generation. That is hands down. You see, and this is the thing. I bought my PS4 like fully new. My Xbox One, I got this second hand. Really good price. Because there's this place in England called Computer Exchange where you can buy used consoles. Because when I was like, I'm not buying a brand new Xbox One because it's not worth it. So I said, you know what? Let me just go to it, used it, great price, and now that's what I used it for. Because see, here's where I stand with the whole thing. The PS4, I get it because I just think like some of the exclusives they have are flipping amazing, and of course, which is why I'm about to play this right now on Uncharted. Because I wanted to play Uncharted 4, which you can't play on the Xbox, as well as other stuff as well, and also want to get into Last of Us and Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
But the thing why I want to get Xbox is, you see, I sometimes use Skype, and you have Skype on Xbox, and you see, now I already have Prime, but let's say it's okay. I want to watch like YouTube and things like that, and I want to watch it on a console. I'll take my Xbox One because, in terms of just user experience, Xbox One destroys the PlayStation. That is not even up for negotiation. It absolutely trounces and destroys it in terms of navigating from many to many to many, and also as well Halo.
Yeah.
So for you, how would you compare both consoles now?
I think what Xbox are trying to do is create a home system, right? So you can watch kind of like Apple TV, kind of what they're doing, but also have games on there, right? And I think that's an interesting route because PlayStation, yeah, you can watch Netflix on there, but it's mainly gaming. If you want to play games, buy a PlayStation. If you just want a home system where you have everything on there for your TV or just have it a nice, because to be honest, when I just looked at the new, I don't want to get into the new generation consoles right now, but when I looked at the design, you can definitely tell which one is the gaming console and which one is just for a home system because one looks a lot more nicer. You can put it and it kind of just hides in the background where one stands out. If you know what I mean. And I think Xbox was with the Xbox One X, they were definitely trying to create sort of like a home system because they're not really investing in their games anymore.
And and that is a good thing, and is a great point to bring up because you see, I have a TV where I have a smart TV, so literally, the internet apps are built into my TV. So I press it on, and on the remote like this. Oh, no, sorry, I don't have the remote here, but there's a remote I have where one of the buttons is Netflix, one of the buttons is Prime Video, and inbuilt on the TV is how I can go to Spotify, Tidal, Prime Video, and all this kind of stuff. So that's even easier. See, this was the whole thing, is before smart TVs, these consoles were, hey, you can game and go to Netflix and go on Prime Video and all that kind of stuff. But if I have a TV where I don't even need to plug in a console, I turn my TV on, I don't even need to wait for it to load, and I can now go to these consoles. Now it's games consoles, now go back to what you're supposed to be doing. Games. Because we now have smart TVs, we now have Fire TV sticks. So you don't have to go back to, no, you're a games console now. All that stuff is now extra. You see, that was good before smart TVs because I was like, oh my gosh, wow, I can switch between playing a video game and then going to Netflix and then going to YouTube. Oh, cool. But if we have smart TVs now, what use is that to us now? So
I mean, with Apple TV, I can understand it a little bit because it kind of suits their ecosystem, right? So if you have a Mac, you can connect it to the Apple TV, and then you can watch stuff on there. Or if you play a song on Spotify, you can just instantly put it on the TV. But I think Xbox and Microsoft were at one point trying to do exactly the same thing with their phones and with their, with the their Surface brand. But at the minute, it just seems like they're just not investing enough money into Xbox. Like they just don't really care about it. But yeah.
So I want to just take some of these things, man. Yeah, what's it called? I have an Xbox One. I don't have an Xbox One X. Why do I need an Xbox One X?
Is it Xbox One S or Xbox One X? Which one is it?
I think it's X. I think it's X because I think, or isn't it the Scorpion? What is it called?
Does it have a Blu-ray, like a CD player? Does it have it?
Like it doesn't have a CD player number. Let's ask that. So, Mama, thank you for super chat, Mr. Mohammed. I can never get a console due to 30 FPS. 60 FPS is minimum what development should aim for, and 120 FPS is what should be the gold standard for games. PC is king. PC is king, and also as well to what you just say, it says, why I love PC gaming, your FPS is based on how much you spend. Laugh out loud. So here's my thing. You see, for me, I mean, I have like a general Mac and so forth. See, this has always been my thing, Green, is that I've always said to myself that why, okay, look to me, I need this. So remember, let me just explain my stereotypical view of PC growing up. I was like, I need this. I need to have a because I need to be able to be like, okay, let me just get back in bed and just do this because I need to have a controller. So my perception of PC was World of Warcraft. Because I remember people who I used to know where World of Warcraft was what the place. I said, okay, so PC is mouse, point and click, and that's what a PC is. So, and I can't. For me, that's not gaming. Gaming is this. Gaming is you have your controller and all that kind of stuff. And I always assumed that the top tier consoles were the best graphics you could get. I never knew that, PCs are the. I said, no, because I just said, oh, no. This, oh my God, this is the best graphics you'll ever get. But then when I then talked to some people, again, Infinity's Limit, who I've known for years, was saying to me because he's built his own console. So he's built his own PC. He said, no. It's about the graphics card. If you buy a good enough graphics card and so forth, the graphics can be better than anything you get on consoles.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
Yeah. So I, similar to Infinity, I've also kind of built my own PC, but it's kind of old now, but I built it a long, long time ago, and it's so easy to do. It's so much cheaper than you think it is. And it's great to play. And if you want to use that.
Wait, let me ask you this. So all consoles are 30 FPS. So there isn't any console that can do 60. So basically, let me ask you this. So are all consoles 30 FPS? And you're telling me that there are PCs that can go up to 120 FPS and there are no consoles that can go up to 120 FPS?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure consoles go up to 30 FPS. I'm pretty sure about that. But I don't know about the 120. I do know that's a thing in PC. You don't really notice it that much. 60 FPS is good enough. But what you were saying before about the controller, Xbox controllers work on PC. So when I was growing up, I was using Xbox controllers to play FIFA, So I had FIFA on my PC, and I was just
wait. So how? As in, you just put in a wire, or via Bluetooth, or how?
Yeah, whatever you want. Both Bluetooth, wire, whatever you want. Same as the console.
Okay.
So yeah, and the thing is, my friends would usually come and we'd play together and stuff, and then they say, "Oh, so this is the PC," and I say, "Yeah," but they realized it was the PC because whenever there was a loading screen or whatever, it would be so much faster than console. I mean, I remember going, to my friend's house, and then it would be like 2 minutes until the game started because the training session at the beginning of the game.
Oh yeah.
2 minutes in that, where when you come to my house, 5 seconds and you're in the game. So
okay, so it's even quicker loading times as well.
Yeah. It's just better. In my opinion, when I played PC, it was just a lot better. But I understand people who play consoles because their friends, their own console, and so why would they buy a PC if they can't play with their friends?
Okay, then let me ask you this then. So if that's the case, why would someone get a PS5 or a Xbox Series X over a higher end PC? Because as someone said, I think Mo even said is that it's the best value for money. Is it cheaper to build your own high tier computer than it is to get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X?
So when I built mine, I think it was in like 2014 or something, and I think it was like 700. It was a lot of money. But now the components for PCs are getting much cheaper every day. Especially if you go on Black Friday or something, it's really cheap. And there's videos on YouTube, people building high tier PCs by £200 or something. So you can do whatever you want. I know a lot of people will buy the Xbox and the PlayStation. Well, I know a lot of people buy the PlayStation. I don't know about the Xbox because PlayStation has their exclusives, which is a massive deal. Especially even I've been PC all my life, and I had to buy the PS4 because some of those games I really wanted to play. And when it comes to exclusives, if you want to play the games, you're going to have to get the consoles. And another thing that the consoles have over PC is being able to play online with your friends. I mean, there's lots of cross-platform games like Fortnite. I don't really play Fortnite, but I know a lot of people play it. So you can still play on PC. But then some games don't have cross-platform. So if you want to play with your friends, you're gonna have to get the same console they have. So yeah, expensive, but they're
So
not as expensive as they used to be.
I've heard of them. What is an Nvidia card? What does that do?
So Nvidia are one of the high like they make
Graphics.
graphics cards basically, and this is one of the best at doing the graphics cards. So that's how they are. And then they're starting to make like their own like console. It's not really a console, but their own like gaming consoles. Yeah, it's not really my thing, but they're known for their graphics cards.
I think the Nvidia might be right is that I think because let's see for me, let's say
Yeah,
I just want to just give me my thing, play. I
yeah,
think
no, I
obviously
completely get it.
the console makes sense because all I do is press play, boom. So I don't have to think about okay, let me go into YouTube because obviously you need to get like a Windows computer, obviously to do this stuff.
Yeah,
So you need to now get a Windows. You need to now look at a tutorial. You need to now get all this stuff. So you need to really much dedicate time to building this thing for you.
yeah. So when I was playing games, like um, to be honest, I played the game, but when I finished the game, all I did was try to make a mod or a texture pack or whatever, just mess with the game. I thought to me that's more fun than actually playing it. So PC was always kind of what suited me. I understand some people are just casual gamers who just want to play, NBA 2K or FIFA or whatever, Forza. So they just put in the game and they just play. So yeah, if you're a console gamer, you just want to play games and do that. No big deal.
So let me ask you this. So we're now coming into this new thing of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. And I'll be real with you. I'm not, you see, for me, I'm not one of those guys that say, oh my gosh, I'm a Sony, I'm a Microsoft, and I will support. I'm like, show me the games or I don't care. I bought an Xbox because of Halo. Because I was like, people say, no, this is the game. This is the game. I was like, all right, boom. PS2, we all knew that GTA was going to come out. And we knew how strong the PlayStation was. For me, okay, Red Dead Redemption 2 was flipping amazing, 100%. But there isn't enough of an urge for me to get this opening night. Remember, this is what people who always say is that you shouldn't actually get a console on opening night because the best games come out months after. So the first games that you see on the console, because developers are just learning how to understand the console. So only after like about 6 months, 7 months, do you actually now get to see the best games on the console once developers actually understand how the console works. So, so are you launch nights? So, yeah, no, I think it's in November. Are you going to get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X?
Well, they say it's November. We'll see. We'll see what happens because of the pandemic. And not just that, I don't think it's going to be easy to get one. Especially because same thing, pandemic. They're not going to have that many stores open, and I don't think they're going to have that many in stores. So it's going to be hard to get one. But then when it comes to actually buying one, I think it's all down to the price, right? We'll see. We'll see what the price is. Price and exclusives. For me, at least, those are the two big components. When it comes to the look, I don't really care, but I know some people do. In my opinion, the Xbox looks better. To some people, the PlayStation looks better. It's fine. If I had to buy one, it would be the PlayStation, just because I know that they're gonna have some big exclusives coming out just for the PlayStation, and I don't think Microsoft care that much about Xbox anymore. When you look at their other projects like I don't know, their laptops
Phones.
or their phones, that they obviously invest a lot more in that. the Surface laptops, for example. They're investing so much money into that. Whereas I don't think they're investing that much time and money into Xbox because they have no more games, right? There's no games coming out. So if you want to buy an Xbox, that's cool, but it's really not for me.
No, and I think this even goes back to where we even began this whole chat, which is Halo. Like, what helped launch Xbox was Halo, and how good that game was. Daniel, did you see that piece of crap?
Yeah, I saw it live, man. I saw it live. It was. I mean, they got so much backlash from it that they actually delayed it. So we're not going to get it for a while, man.
You see, that for me I think this could be the end of the line for Xbox.
Yeah.
Because let's look at it. Xbox One got off to a horrible start with the whole Kinect thing. So they were already playing catch up with PS4. Now they came in. What exclusives did Xbox One have? Tell me, like,
look, it's bad for Xbox. But if I don't think they're going to invest that much into it, but if they try to bring down the price enough that people will look at the console over PlayStation.
No. But Dan, from what I saw there, that thing ain't going to be cheap.
No.
Wait. Do we even have a price for this thing? Xbox Series X price.
Oh, Series X? No.
That price, man.
What?
You see, all it says here is, speaking to some expert analyst Michael Pachter said the Xbox Series X will likely cost $499, while the two versions of PS5 will come in. You see,
so here's the thing. They're gonna have they're gonna have an Xbox Series X, but then they're gonna have another version called is it Xbox Series something hard? Somebody will tell me in the live chat. But that there's gonna have a second version where it's just gonna be digital, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just gonna bring down the price a lot. I don't know, because obviously consoles they wanna keep all their games digital, especially Xbox when it comes to like Xbox Game Pass and all their stuff they're doing with services. So if they're just trying to focus on services and they give you a really good price for the console, and then they just give you amazing services, I can see a lot of people thinking, Xbox really are giving you a lot of stuff here for such a cheap price. But then when people talk about the Series X, I don't know, man. It doesn't really have. I don't think the price is going to be cheap, and I don't think it's going to have that many games on it. So,
Josh, you may recognize him in a lot of the streams. So whenever you see the name Daniel Jones Ortega, that is the amigo that is on here. So he's a guy that you see in many of the streams. That's the guy that's on here. It's Daniel. Is Danny Jones, DJO. So let me even ask you this, and I'll throw this to maybe the live chat as well. Let's just throw some things around. Best gaming memory. A gaming memory that are like, oh wow, that was special. Like where it is something crystallizing you, and that was just something. Because I have a few, but what would you say were your best gaming memory or top 3 gaming memories where you're like, oh my gosh, wow, that was a special moment?
There's so many, man. There's so many. I think one that just came to my head. Wow, so many, man. Okay, I'll just say it. A lot of people are gonna hate on me because I'm not, because of this game that I'm about to mention. So basically, there's a game called Undertale. Please don't hate on me. I know the fan base is toxic. I know the fan base is toxic. I know that. But there's a moment in the game. I don't want to spoil it too much, but there's a moment in the game where you reach the final ending. There's multiple endings. There's final ending, and it's really creepy. And it's like it's a game where it almost talks to not the player in the game, but you playing the game. And that was a moment I was like, whoa, okay, this is massive. So that was a big moment for me. If anyone knows about this game, then yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
So, yeah, so basically, if anybody knows Undertale, tell me. So I think one for me, I've got several, but one that sticks in mind is when you start playing GTA 3
Oh
and
wow!
you're doing the thing, the moment you step out into the city,
You know
you're like,
another great moment. I've got to say,
yeah,
is in Bully when they open the doors to the school and you're able to just go around. That was a big moment as
oh no,
well.
no. Bully was a really good game.
I think I have some.
Yeah, Bully was a really good game, man. Bully was a really good game.
Look what I got yesterday. I'm so excited.
Oh, I think he's got the merch.
I got this in the mail.
Oh wow!
I was like, yes, I got it finally.
No. Bully. See, because the thing, obviously, I'll tell you about my memory. But the thing about Bully was, again, it was one of. See, this just shows you that if I had to choose between gameplay and graphics, it will always be gameplay. Because what Bully was a really, really good idea, very well executed. The graphics weren't that amazing, but the ideas for the missions, what you had to do in the missions, the characters, and also we've all been to school. So all the kind of things that you had to do, oh my gosh, yeah, I remember doing that in school. I remember doing all that kind of that in school. So yeah. Okay, so see, my memory for me was playing GTA 3, and the first time you walk out into the city, I was like, oh, yeah, this is different. This is because I remember because this is when we used to get magazines for games and stuff. So I remember when I was in school and people used to play GTA 2 and it was top down. And I remember, because this was on PC. This was when GTA 2 was on PC. So I said to the guy, I said, bro, if they make this game 3D, this could be one of the greatest games of all time. If they just make this game 3D, and then just when you just walk out into the city, and I'm like, geez, you can just walk anywhere. Basically, it is similar to what, because I never played it because my brothers did it, is Ocarina of Time. When you go into Hyrule Field, Ocarina of Time, is that same feeling of like, oh, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that Ocarina of Time was the first time you saw a 3D open world in any game.
I think
I think Ocarina of Time might have been the first time you had a 3D thing in an open game.
I don't know if you can call was it Super Mario 64? I don't know if that's an open world game.
I was thinking that because people said that Mario 64 was the 3D thing, but I don't really know where when they came out there. So let's see what some guys have been saying. Let's just see. Bro. This is why it's my guy, man. Because see, for me, 80s, that's my favorite decade, man. That's my favorite decade. And I just basically this is why I say, like, when you're on a bike, your Hawaiian jersey, and you're hearing wanna be starting something, I'm like, you see, this game was not picked. Because GTA 3 was amazing. Vice City took it to the next level because of where it set it, which is why you pieces of dog crap Rockstar, you absolute pricks, you losers, you stink, you losers who buy those shark cards, screw you. Because the whole point of GTA, no one gives a damn about your crappy online stuff. We are only here to play flip the next installments, you absolute pricks. So yeah, no, that was the thing. MGS4, realizing that the game looked like the cutscene. Oh yeah, because basically, I was watching. I think because I watched my friend play MGS4, and I think the cutscenes were like about 90 minutes. So literally, the ending was literally the thing of the film. So he's played Undertale. Undertale is
yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. Then, yeah, it's a crazy ending.
The beach on a Halo 1. I think it's silent cartographer quality, bro. Have you played Mass Effect?
Yeah. Mass Effect 1 and 2. I have also played Andromeda, but we're not going to talk about that.
Wait, but have you played Soul River 1 and 2?
Soul Reaver?
Legacy of Kain, Soul River 1 and 2.
I think you've talked about it, but I haven't.
Yeah. No, bro. Yeah, sorry, but again,
wait, what console? What console is it on? Is it on the PS4?
I think Soul River 1 is on the first PlayStation, and Soul River 2 is on PS2. But I think you can get them on PC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was thinking about like emulating it, but
yeah. I think you can get it on PC. But what's it called, bro? Again, I don't want to ruin it for everyone. The ending for Mass Effect 1. See, the thing about Mass Effect is because Half Hope Shepard is the greatest gaming hero of all time. So when you just see what you go through and you see that ending for because I don't want to spoil it, but at the moment I'm like, if you do this to my dad, if
you need to play Mass Effect on stream, man.
Oh yeah, no. I might bring back, half Hope's kid, half Hope's kid. Do another mission with half Hope's kid. No, but when you just see the ending for that thing, and I remember there was one thing as well where, because I didn't do on my first playthrough, I didn't play it properly in regards to powering up your abilities and stuff. So I went to this boss, but too early without having the effects. And this boss beat the living crap out of me. I remember when I went back to university and I was like, all I was thinking about during my lectures and my thinking was like, man, how do I beat this? How do I beat this? And then all I was thinking, and that's the worst thing to do, is when you're on a boss and you can't. Two annoying things in life: a boss that you can't defeat, being stuck on Zelda. Being stuck on Zelda is one of the most frustrating things to do, because when you find out what you have to do, you're like,
have you played Dark Souls?
No. Oh, no. I've heard of Dark Souls. I told you,
it's a fun game.
I'm a casual gamer. My big brother is a hardcore gamer. Whether he likes it or not, he's a hardcore gamer. Me and my other brother, we are casual gamers. So those games, look, relax. I hold my hands up, chill, relax. Okay, just give me my casual thing and rest. But no, the ending for Mass Effect 1, nah, man, that was absolutely superb, man. Let's see what else all guys said, man. So bro Sammy says Silent Cartographer, Zelda Ocarina of Boss Battles, Deus Ex, beginning line, headshots is a lethal takedown. Have you played Deus Ex?
Yeah, man. That's an old game. But yeah.
No, because Sammy keeps saying that Deus Ex is the game. So
yeah, it is.
How do you rate it?
Look, it's a great game. Okay, I think everyone should play it, but look, it's not for me. But I understand it's a great game. It's a great game.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Those are good ones, man. For me, it was that OG Metal Gear Solid, Red Dead Redemption 1, John Mans, MGS2, Sons of Liberty Twist, and whooping my older brothers Candy and Soul Calibur and Mortal Kombat. Bro, again, in case nobody has played it, I would argue the best ending to a game I've ever seen is Red Dead Redemption 1. That's, for me, in terms of imagination. In terms of, again, I've not played all games, because I know people have talked about a lot of games, but again, I've not played. But for me, the most imaginative, shocking ending I've seen, in terms of just imagination and shock, Red Dead Redemption 1. And for me, I say to myself that in terms of the story, 1/2. I don't care what anyone says. Part 2 is a better game. Graphics, gameplay, scope. But in terms, and also for me, I preferred John Marston to Arthur personally. But the ending to part 1, I was like, what?
Yeah, for me, it's a simple one, man. For me, it has to be Portal 2. Portal 2, because because the ending is perfect. So good.
Oh, actually, let me tell you something about the Water Temple. So this of Ocarina of Time. So basically, my older brother, he convinces us that he completed the Water Temple without the Water Tunic, and we're like, that's impossible. But he said that literally he didn't think that you need to have the. No, it was either he completed without the Water Tunic or without the iron boots. There's a particular accessory that literally is essential for the Water Temple, and he did it without it. Hence why he is a gamer. He's like a hardcore gamer in our family. So he's the guy, and we're like, that's impossible. But somehow he did, man. Best one is when you hear Freebird in the desert on GTA San Andreas, which I still need to play. Need to play. So worst memory of a video game. Mine is easy. Mine is too easy. So what are you? Okay, worst memory for a video game? Somewhere you were like, you're kidding me. Actually, I have two. I have two really bad memories of video games. Yeah, so let me give you. First one is the ending for Halo 2. Now think about this. Again, kids, you may have been too young in 04. In 04, your boy HS was still doing his thing. There has never been a bigger video game release than Halo 2. It felt like a blockbuster release. The release for Halo 2 was amazing. The trailers, the hype, the discussions was Infinity's Limits. If you're in here, please tell these kids, because me and Infinity were like, okay, Infinity, tell these kids how big that Halo 2 was. But the thing down is that if you look at let me even bring this up. If you look at the front cover of Halo 2, you're like, oh my gosh, no, Daniel, we're about to pop bottles down. If you look at this cover, it's like there is only one thing that's going to happen, is that what we are going to pop bottles. Wait, let me just get this thing down, man, because you have to see this. You have to see it to understand where I was coming. Oh my gosh, what the hell is happening? Why are all of these things tiny? There we go. Okay, let me show you. Now, Daniel, if you see that this is the cover for a video game, please, I want you to tell me what you would be expecting when you see this. So when you see this, what are you expecting in the video game?
A lot, man, a lot. Everything.
Now, let me tell you this, Daniel. You were on Earth for about 1 or 2 missions. 90% of the missions took place on spaceships. Because when you see this, you're like, wow, this is about to be an epic battle on Earth. These dudes ended the game on a cliffhanger. So they ended the game when he was literally about to land on Earth, and they were like, excuse me? What are you saying? So that's my first thing. Second thing is, Daniel, you see, this wasn't as bad because I had it expected. Mass Effect 3. You need to understand this. Now, see, this is what you need to
Oh no!
You need to understand. You need to understand this. Half-Hope Shepard is the greatest video game character of all time. I don't care about Link. I don't care about Mario. I don't care about Solid Snake. I don't give a damn. Half-Hope Shepard is the greatest video game character of all time. And what it was this was going to be ingenious. For the first time in a game, what your character did in the first game and the second game will affect what your ending will be in the third game. So your ending in the third game will involve all the decisions you made in the first game, second game, and third game. But lo and behold, these absolute piranhas, these bricks, these pricks, they give us some BS ending where some prepubescent adolescent child tells us about life. So everything we did in part 1, everything we did in part 2 turned out to be garbage. It was absolutely horrible. Infinity, don't reveal my age, bro. So please, my age is a mystery. Don't say anything to these losers. Josh Bond says, worst moments is HH. I quit. Because I don't think I had the right abilities. The Valkyrie has beaten the living crap out of me, and I was like, you know what?
Yo, put it on easy mode, man. Put it on easy mode.
No. I never do that. No. My thing is that when I have time, I'll either face the boss or I'm just going to go back and get the proper abilities. Because for me, I just play the game straight. So obviously, there are places which you need to power up and get the right abilities.
Yeah.
This chick, I'm like, can I breathe? Like, hey,
It's too much.
I'm like, this chick is like going from one. I'm like, relax. Let me just settle down and just do something. What the hell? Nah, man. Valkyrie, man, screw that thing. But it's wild, man. No. Actually, no. But the worst game I've ever played though is Army Men Strategies Heroes 2. That's the worst game of all time, by far. So what about you? Give me some of your worst memories.
Yeah. So at first I was thinking something stupid like maybe you're in Mario Kart and the blue shell just hits you like right before you get to the finish line.
Yeah.
But then I remembered. So I played a lot of FIFA. I don't play anymore. But when I used to play FIFA, I was very competitive. Very competitive.
Bro.
Yeah, because in Spain, FIFA is huge. I'm pretty sure it's big in the UK as well, but it's
yeah, for sure.
It's huge. And we went over to like a friend's house, and we were having like FIFA tournaments and stuff. And one time, it was like the worst luck ever. And then on top of that, I was playing against like one of the hardest like guys I've ever played against, and he just destroyed me like 8-0 or something. And that was horrible feeling, man. And he wouldn't shut up about it either. So.
Oh no, bro.
That was bad.
But that's why I don't play online anymore, like FIFA or Pro Evo Online, because it gets too violent. Because there are literally times when, do you know what the worst thing is? You're playing a guy who he's crap. I'm like, this guy is garbage. This guy just playing long ball. I'm using pass and everything, and in the 94th minute, he will score the dumbest, stupidest goal.
Yeah.
I'll just get the pad and just start swearing, pissing off, and just break the pad. I say, you know what? This is bad.
He'll get Colo Tour in the halfway line, shoot, and he scores, and you're like, what?
No. And the worst thing is that your keeper would just go haywire, and you're like, wait, for me, that's what I said. Just for my health and for my mental well-being, I said, no, I can't do this, man. I can't do this because
another moment. To be honest, I don't know if you can call this a game, but when I was playing, like I play a lot of League of Legends, right? So and I told you already, I do like esports and stuff, and then I was playing ranked games, which is League of Legends is a very competitive game, so I was playing it, and then in one of the games. Basically, one person on my team was just like trolling or whatever. So yeah, that was pretty upsetting as well. But yeah, apart from that, by the way, I've never broken a controller or anything. I'm not like a violent guy, but sometimes when things get heated, I'm like, I want to break the controller, but I'm like, okay, I only have one controller. Okay, so I'm gonna put it down, and that's it, and we're done.
No. There have been times when like I've just because I think that's just what games do to like. There are just times where like things get so frustrating. You're like, what the hell? Because again, as well, there are times in which you like no. For me, I should say the worst thing is when you get stuck. That's the worst thing. Is when you get stuck on a level, and you're like, I have no idea. And there are times where like. And sometimes when you find out what you have to do, like you see, that's why if you play Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, that's what you will find. Because you will be like, when you realize what you have to do, you're like, are you kidding me? Because some of the puzzles, they're so elaborate and so next level. You're like, this is messed up, man. So this is it. I was playing against my old friend on old FIFA, and he scored a bicycle kick from the middle of the pitch. You see, goals like that, you're like, okay, what are we doing
here? Yeah, no, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
What are we doing here? Actually, no.
They haven't
what
fixed it.
Like is because some there's this store in HMV, where you could just go to anyway, you can get video games and stuff, and there were always like guys that you could pretty much face on the games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you could, and so basically, there would be like so there'd be like a Street Fighter section, Mortal Kombat section, and there would always be like a FIFA section. So I'm actually happy that I actually used to do pretty well in those tournaments when playing on FIFA and Pro. But like, you see, my older brother, my oldest brother, he is amazing on Pro Evo. Even on FIFA, basically, give him a week, he is like near to be a professional player. Because the thing about it is that he literally would spend hours. You see, for me, I can spend hours on a video game. For me, I'm like, okay, look, all right, so unless it's like see, for me, the games I normally play are like MMOs. So MMOs, sandbox games where you have the freedom to do everything that's, but sort of like linear games with like boss battles. I'm like, but my brother is, any game it is, he will master it and he will beat the game. So we're like, okay, look, man, you're a hardcore kind of gamer, man. So you still hold. Actually, let me just ask everyone in the live chat. So has anyone in the live chat played Portal 2? So you still hold that Portal 2 is the best game you've ever played?
Yeah. So it's Portal 2, then it's Bully and Undertale, and then it's Breath of the Wild. Maybe something like Stanley Parable, but that's just like a personal thing. I have something like, thing is, I have a list, but I can't remember it right now. FIFA 14 was one of my favorite games.
So do I have to play Portal 1 to play Portal 2?
No.
So I can play Portal 2 and understand everything without. So Portal 1 doesn't have, like, let's say, a background story that I sort of would need.
No. Portal 1 is like a demo. Okay. Portal 2 is a solid like game. So you start from start to finish. To be honest, I actually played Portal 2 before I played Portal 1. And I didn't know like Portal 1 was just like a demo kind of thing. I think you should just, if you wanted to play Portal 2, just go in and have a good time, man. It's a great game.
Wait, is this on PS4? Wait, what console is it on?
I don't know. I don't know if it's on. I think it is. If it's not on PS4, then it should be. But
if you recommend it, I'll give it a go, man.
Personally, it's an amazing game. But if I had to recommend a game for you to play, since you're always talking about Zelda and stuff, I would recommend Breath of the Wild before I'd recommend Portal 2. Because Portal 2 is just like a personal game for me. I just enjoy that game way too much. And I love the music, the environment, the characters. I think it's great. But if I had to recommend the game for you, it would be Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild first.
Oh no. That's next on my list. I just need to rob a bank to fund my
if I could give you the Switch right now, I just send it to you.
No. Because I want to own it's Switch. No, that is the next game on my thing. So I just need to just rob someone, and then because look, basically, like, long story, basically, my boss still owes me some cash. So once I get paid, next thing is going to be thingy. Did they ever play BioShock? So anyone in the live chats, did any of you guys play BioShock?
Yeah, 1 and 2, man. 1 and 2.
You see, BioShock was not my favorite game, but I appreciate what this game was about.
Yeah,
because
it was different from most games.
Yes, the atmosphere in this game was outstanding in terms of the world it created and how immersive it was. I was like, oh no, and basically, it was very, like, the atmosphere was so superb.
Yeah,
the atmosphere was absolutely superb. But I'll tell you, an underground game that you really need to think and play, man. Oh shit, what the fuck? Sorry. No, sorry, bear with me. This was a really quality game. What are we doing? Let me just. Here we go. This game. Now, did you play this game?
LA Noire, yeah. Rockstar, man.
This game, underrated.
So I never played it, but I watched somebody play it. Does that, I don't know if that counts, but I know.
But basically, the facial thing that they did was amazing, because I think what they did, because you would basically be interviewing people, and you have to tell whether somebody was telling the truth or a lie in how you would interrogate them. And
Somebody like me doesn't even want a GTA 6. I just want Rockstar to stop. Like, I just want them to release good games. Like, because Rockstar are thinking, okay, so what games can we release? Red Dead Redemption 2, Bully 2, GTA 6. But for me, if what I would prefer is for them to just come out with new titles like L.A. Noire, Bully, stuff they just think that are really good ideas and just make them. But I know it's not going to happen because, the title means a lot. So, and it sells so much more than that.
So they say that Darren says it's time to build a PC and gets a RGB keyboard and a mouse. What's an RGB keyboard?
Red, green, and blue. So basically, it's like they change colors.
Oh, okay. Bro, King Darren, man, I know you're rich, man. Give me some cash, and I'll build myself a PC, man. Businessman, and I'll build myself a PC. No, I mean, no. L.A. Noire was this was an underrated gem. This was a really underrated gem, and another really good one. I think I sort of already mentioned this already. Is this game? Did you ever play Heavy Rain?
Yeah, but
weird game. It's a very weird game.
It's a weird game. It's a weird game.
It's a very. I think it's one of those games where like it's either you get it or you don't. But people that says like, nah, I can understand. I can understand.
It's not my game, but I understand. I appreciate the game, but it's
yeah. So look, man. I said, look, man. If you vouch for that, so again, just to remind. So why, without spoiling and so giving spoilers, why specifically is Portal 2 worth playing? Like, what is it about the game that makes it special?
Okay.
Again, what I was
I'm gonna make it simple. Okay. So think about a game like you got Batman and the Joker, right? I've always thought about it like this. Imagine a game where the Joker all of a sudden says, "You know what? I don't care about you anymore, Batman. Just go away." That's the game, and it messes with Batman so much that that it messes with the player. Like you almost kind of want to keep fighting the Joker, but the Joker's like, "Just get out. I don't care about you anymore." So that's what Portal 2 is, but also a puzzle game, and also got great characters, and it's very creative, and it's just they create such a great atmosphere with that game. And to be honest, the game has also a lot of features that most games don't even think about putting in. Like they have a multiplayer, and they have a way you can build your own map. Like in the game, you can build your own game, which is crazy. And then you can play other people's like puzzles and stuff. And they have a co-op game, so you can play with one of your friends and then solve puzzles together. So it has everything. And then on top of that, it's got one of the most amazing soundtracks and amazing characters. So for me, it was very special because I know how much it changed me. Because even when I was like growing up, I didn't exactly know what I wanted to be. And then when I played Portal, I knew I wanted to do something with science, right? So then I started to like science because I was like, oh, I want to be like people who are in Portal. So it's ridiculous, but it was really like it really affected me. But I know it's rated really highly by everyone pretty much, but I know some people they don't think it's that good. Personally, I think it's the best game of all time, but it's what it is.
Yeah, no, for me, I'll give it a go. No, for me, I'll give it because what I always like because I think does Stephen Merchants do the voice?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, because I think I played the demo of Portal 1.
I don't know the actor's name, but there's the guy who plays like the have you seen Whiplash?
Oh yeah, is it J.K. Simmons?
Yeah, so the guy who was like the lecturer, like the teacher.
J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons.
He plays another character in the
Oh, okay.
game. Yeah, it's a good game, man.
No. I'll definitely give it a little, because for me, I'm attracted to video games that are different and are imaginative. Hence why I really like. So yeah, I think you said you've played Limbo, haven't you?
Yeah, I play. So I'm waiting until they release. Was it Little Nightmares or something? Which is a very similar game to Limbo, and then they're releasing the second game. Like I think they said it was February or something today. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's another game you need to check out, man.
Okay, so look, just first round of like, what if you were to predict the future for consoles, specifically the PS5 and the Xbox Series X? Do you still think that they can still sort of thrive? Do you think that there's like another amazing classic video game on the horizon, or do you think we may be seeing maybe the end of console gaming, with more and more people going on to mobile games and the success of the Switch?
We need to see. I'm still not convinced about Cyberpunk, but The Witcher 3 was one of my favorite games of all time. It like it's not my favorite, but it's so amazing. You should definitely play that. And so the people who made The Witcher they're making a new game now, who they've been working on for about a decade, and it's called Cyberpunk 2077. And so I
Mm.
hope this game does well because I have very high hopes for it. And if it does well, then I can see it being a huge game. And then when it comes to like the success of consoles, I can see the PlayStation doing well, but I can't see the Xbox doing well. I just can't, unless they try to change their whole like basically change their whole goals and try to make it more to do with the service, with get Xbox Game Pass and make their consoles cheaper, and they have to take a lot of cuts in order for Xbox to be good again. Because I see if PlayStation takes the risks that Xbox should take this year by lowering the price and stuff, they can completely remove Xbox from the game. Like it won't be a console war anymore. It'll just be PlayStation, and then Xbox will have to figure out something else. Like maybe there'll be the new like Netflix of gaming, where you'll have like the Xbox Game Pass on PlayStation, which they were thinking about doing that for the Switch. So they were thinking about putting Xbox Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch, which if you're yeah, so they were thinking about that. And if I was Microsoft, I would actually go in that direction, because I think there's a lot more money in the services than in their consoles, because they're just not investing enough money into exclusives. So that's the thing.
Yeah, no. I think the true. Like, I think Cyberpunk 2077 is there's a lot of pressure on this to succeed, because this is the big this it's for me it's the flagship game for the PlayStation,
Yeah.
and
For
I'm,
both consoles, this is the big game. This is the game
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
they've been
and
working
I'm
on for
actually
an
with you,
entire decade.
and I'm actually with you. Something, I don't know what it is. I'm just not fully convinced with the game.
It looks too edgy. You know what I mean? It looks so like they're trying to make it like punky, and it's just like, yeah, you messed up. It's not really for me. Like, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it turns out to be an amazing game, but it just looks like they're trying way, way too hard.
Yeah, no. For me, yeah, yeah. Like it just. I think when you saw, like, again, I always have to go back to, see, these are for me the two great games that I've played in the last 10 years have been Mass Effect and Skyrim. And I think
Mm,
the beauty about those games was the world was there, and they allowed you just to sort of develop into the world. So there wasn't a kind of very kind of pretentious way in which they gave the subject matter. It just felt more natural. Because look, man, bro,
that was a
this
great game.
the amount of hours I spent on this game. I think it was pushing 100 hours as I did on Skyrim because I pretty much did everything in this game. So, and you see, for me, this is my ultimate. This is my ultimate kind of game, like sword,
So,
shield, boom.
have you played any Fallout games?
I began. I think I began Fallout 3, but I think I had to do something. Then I stopped. But I began
Hmm.
Fallout 3. Is it? I
So,
don't. Is it Fallout 3 or Fallout 4? I can't remember.
I
It
don't
was
know.
one of the Fallout 4. Fallout 4. I began the game, and then you
How
know
did
how
it
it is.
start?
You have to dedicate loads of time. But I think I had to do something else, so I just did not
Yeah.
have the time to really fully go in. But I know Fallout is one of those games in
Yeah,
which
because
it's
if you like these Bethesda games, open world, like collecting stuff and
Mm.
getting a house and whatever, then Fallout is your type of game. Because look, I've played a lot of Fallouts, but I think the one there's better Fallouts than Fallout 4. But if you want a game that you're just gonna be, playing on your PlayStation 4 right now, you can just get into it. Then I would just say get Fallout 4. Don't get Fallout 76. Get
Oh yeah,
Fallout 4
I've heard.
and enjoy it because that game you'll love that game. If you like Skyrim, you'll like that game. So
Okay, so actually, before you ride out, best multiplayer game, and let me even ask this for everyone in the live chat: the best, most exciting multiplayer game.
for me, so there's two types of multiplayer in my opinion. There is online, and then there's just local, right?
Yeah,
So do you mind if I say one for each,
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
is it?
yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
So local, it's I was about to say FIFA, but Mario Kart
Yes,
because Mario Kart is a
Princess
classic,
Peach,
and
Princess Peach,
and
Princess Peach.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch is a very underrated game. That game is one of the best racing games ever, if not the best. I love that game. Absolutely love it. And to be honest, I don't know anyone who says it's a bad game because it's so like perfected to just have fun. And so yeah, Mario Kart 8 for the local, and then for the multiplayer,
Online.
oof, maybe
For me, there's
Halo,
only one.
maybe one of the Halos, or maybe oh god, this is a hard one. This is very very hard. Well, get back to me and get back to me. I have to
It
think
was
about
basically
it.
for me local, 100% Mario Kart, and I would say Mario Kart on the Nintendo. Probably no either Mario Kart 64 or Mario Kart on the Nintendo Wii. Mario Kart on the Nintendo Wii was damn good.
Yeah,
Online, Halo Mother effing 2. Because let me tell you about Halo 2. First of all, Halo 2 was the first big multiplayer game on the Xbox Live. And what it had was clans. Daniel, I don't think you realize how much fun clans were. So, for example, so basically, me and my oldest brother, we had a clan. So it was me, him, and about 4 or 5 others. Then my older brother and his best friend had another clan. And one of the most exciting things was when both of our clans faced each other. Because remember, we had headsets. So we could hear each other. And I tell you, this is what funny
so
things.
funny.
Basically, my brother and his friend, they were in a ghost. And what they used to do, they always used to basically sing all the time. So you basically hear them like singing while they're doing like that. And one of the guys had like a rocket launcher. And he didn't see us we're going. He shot the rocket launcher and just said, la 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 la. Because it just not explained about the whole thing. No. See, Halo 2 online multiplayer was because the whole thing with clans, it was so much fun because literally you had 7, 8 guys that you knew. And especially on the big, massive battles where it was like 8v8, it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
amazing. But see, Mario Kart was tense because see, me, so Mario Kart 64, my oldest brother was Toad, my other brother was Wario, and me and my sister used to fight over Yoshi. But because she's older than me, she always got Yoshi, and I was stuck with like Bombass Mario or something. But then on Mario Kart,
who went Wario?
I got I've got basically Baby Peach. When I was
Oh,
Baby Peach, I destroyed my because you see before because I was young they destroyed. When I had a baby Peach, nah man, nobody
By
could
the
touch.
way, who went Wario?
What?
Who was it? Who went Wario? So
Oh,
Wario,
no,
who
no,
went it?
no, no, that was my brother.
Is he like the one that's good at video games?
No,
Because the thing with Wario is that it's actually the best character to go. Like people know this because
really?
of the weight. Like it's got the weight and it's small. So apparently, like that like competitive players they go Wario. So yeah. Anyway, the best online multiplayer game. It's either CS:GO, just because of what it did for the esports scene, um, or maybe I know that this is gonna sound biased, but maybe it's League. Maybe it's League. And I hate the game. I hate the game because the game is just so annoying at times. But seriously, it is so huge. I mean, like we in the UK, when we see a footballer, we're like, whoa, that's a famous person. Like if we see Messi or something, we're like, whoa. But if you go to China, if you go to Korea, Japan, if you see an esports player, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. People are crazy about these people. It's like for us, football or soccer, I don't know where people are watching from, but it's the same thing as a League of Legends player. So I think when it comes to one of the greatest multiplayer online game, you have to take into consideration how big League is, and yeah, for me it has to be that or CS:GO.
No, 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 no. I think yeah, because even thingy even says some even says South Korea. Like StarCraft is massive in South Korea. Like if you're a major StarCraft player in South Korea, like you're like a rock star.
Yeah,
So it's flipping huge. But
like
look, like, Mario Kart was tense because again, because that's what me and my family play. That's when all of us could get involved, even my sister as well. And we had some tense things, man. And freaking Rainbow Road, man, freaking Rainbow Road.
that was my track, man. That was my track.
Oh no 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 no! No, Rainbow Road was the most annoying track one because you're like, oh my god, because if you fall off that whole thing, you're like, ah, for freak sake, man.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no, and also no, the best thing is when you leave a decoy um, diamond thing and someone falls for it,
Or
or
like a banana or something.
no no no, when
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
a
yeah. I know what
diamond
you're talking
thing,
about. Yeah,
and basically what you do is as you take one, if you can place it right on the thing, they'll never know, and then they then get screwed over. I'm like, no, no, bro, no, man. And the best thing is when you have the red shell and you save it for on the last lap on the last straight, and you just time it. before,
sometimes I would like go behind the first, like I would be first, but
yeah.
then I would like wait to go second just so I could do that to
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
person.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
No,
I'm
no, no,
sorry.
no,
I'm
no, no,
sorry.
no, 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 no. Like there, no. I think there are a few times when I was just before the finishing line, and you just see that shell smack you, and you're like, "Are you kidding me?" And you will blah blah blah, and then you just see the guy just like, "Oh my god, man! Oh my god, man!" But like, um, so look, no, no, look, man, no, no, this was good, man. This was a very good gaming discussion. We'll hopefully try and make this like a a weekly thing, and maybe try and have some updates.
Yeah,
So this,
we,
go
we
for it.
need to we need to do. I think you mentioned it, but this is a great idea. We should do the top 10 video game characters because there's a
Yes.
lot to talk about, and that's a great top 10, man.
I'm even think, wow, top 10. No, no, there are some damn good characters. Top 10.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I
yeah,
think
yeah,
you I think you were the one that mentioned it. I think you're the one that mentioned it.
yeah,
If
yeah,
not,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it
yeah. No,
was.
no, no, no. Top 10 video game characters for sure. Top 10 video game characters for sure. Actually, you know what? Maybe last 10 minutes, guys, send in some questions. We'll do questions for last 10 minutes. So, guys, send in questions, send in questions. The last 10 minutes for me and your boy Daniel. Send in questions, man. Um, so yeah, StarCraft was fire, but who remembers Command and Conquer, Dune, and the Diablo back in the day? Bro, did you play Red Alerts back in the day?
No, but the thing is, right? This is. I'm too young. Okay, these games they were like about to end by the time I started to get into like competitive gaming. But yeah, no, these I remember watching StarCraft and Command and Conquer. I used to watch them like, not that long ago on Twitch. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, but I remember because on Red Alert, Command and Conquer, I remember there was this cheat you could do where, like, if you built a base, you could have like unlimited amounts of conscription things. Man, so that was crazy. Did you ever play Age of Empires?
Uh,
That was a good game, man.
no, I know
Age
the
of
game. I know the
Empires,
game, but
damn good game.
is it really?
Hmm?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've had
real
people
time
play that say it
strategy,
was
man.
like,
No,
"No."
it was a damn good game, man. But no, Red Alert, Command and Conquer, that game was super. Um, so never heard of Dune. Is it based on the book? Yeah, no. Well, Dune is a book. It's the book. Really, really good book. What's your favorite RTS game? Real time strategy game? Oh, for me, it has to be. I'd roll with Command and Conquer. Quality. Command and Conquer. Just as my brother was the guy that really played Warcraft Frozen Throne, and he says Frozen Throne. But for me, like Age of Empires was cool, but also as well. Did you ever play SimCity?
Yeah. It's a good
SimCity.
game.
Trust me, SimCity 2000. See, I'm showing my age now. SimCity 2000 was damn good, man.
Have you played? Have you played? What's it called? Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Yeah, I
I
think it's
played
that.
like the beginning of it, but then I never really got into it, man. So I just stuck with SimCity.
Yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. If anyone's played it, that's a good game. That's one of the best like simulation kind of building stuff. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so for me, so for HH and Daniel, do you think that Nintendo consoles are becoming out of fashion?
No.
Heck no.
The Nintendo
If
Switch.
anything, they're becoming much more in fashion now.
This this is amazing. I recommend everyone to get it because Nintendo is focusing a lot more on indie games. And people need to understand this. It's like they have their first party games like, Super Mario Odyssey, Zelda. They're about to release Metroid. Like, if you like other indie games like Stardew Valley or Celeste or Hollow Knight, like those are amazing games that people don't even know. Like, those are amazing games. And so people should really like think about this console, right? You can play Mario Kart anywhere.
Mm,
That's enough for me to
it's
like
crazy.
already love this
No.
console.
Do you know what struck me was when I was in my house and I just saw my brother playing Zelda. Like that's it. You're playing Zelda with those heightened graphics, just like this on the go. Because you see, both of my brothers have a Switch, and they say to me that, bro, get a
It's a
Switch.
good. It's a
Get a
console, dude. Please get it. It's amazing.
no,
Like
I will, man.
I
I will.
know, I know about Xbox and PlayStation, but this is different. Whenever I play this, I feel completely different than playing an Xbox or a console game because it's just like
It's
you got some spare time. Let me just play some Super Smash Brothers or whatever, and there's like a whole community around it, and I don't know, I like it. I
no.
like the Switch.
It's the thing with Nintendo is that the Nintendo have always understood the essence of what this was about. This was always about games. PlayStation and Xbox wants to be like, must be an entertainment console, connect, do this, do that. Nintendo's like, no. We were always about the core. Because remember, these were the guys that really SNES was the first truly great gaming system. It wasn't also flipping Atari. SNES was like, oh wow, this was the first truly. Then thinking about Nintendo were always the guys that like, no, our core was always games, always gaming. I think some suggestions here from Sammy: top 10 missions, top 10 multiplayer maps, top 10. That's a good one.
Can we just do that? Can we just?
Gaming music themes.
Oh, five. Let me just do that quickly.
Wait, five what? Theme.
Soundtracks, music soundtracks.
Okay, go for it.
Let's do it. All right. So number one, Undertale. Number two, Zelda. Number three, Bully. Number
Bully
four,
was
maybe
Bully was good.
Sonic 3. Sonic 3 I like. and then number 5, maybe Skyrim.
See, for me, if I was to say off the top of my head, I've got to say Mass Effect, Heavy Rain, Ocarina of Time. Maybe Mass Effect, Heavy Rain, Ocarina of Time, Skyrim, and I might say MGS2. Am I forgetting one? Or am I even? You know what? I'm even roll with Wind Waker. Wind Waker was damn good. Sorry, Wind Waker is an under. See, Vice City doesn't count because it's not an original soundtrack though. So GTA doesn't really count.
So like after the stream, I'm gonna go listen to Heavy Rain soundtrack because I never really listened to it.
It's good. It's good, bro. That thing is good. And also, Wind Waker soundtrack is underrated. No, you know what's really good? Super Mario Galaxy.
Dude, I was like,
Super Mario Galaxy is underrated.
I recognize this guy's profile picture, and yeah, this guy is one of my friends from Kenya. So, how you doing?
Okay, cool. So, do you think Sony or Xbox should have added the Nintendo's console rather than the control pads that PlayStation have? So, do you think Sony or Xbox should have added the Nintendo's console rather than the control pads that PlayStation have? So what do you think he means by that?
So like, I think he's saying, do you want should have Sony and Xbox made like a portable kind of console? Like I remember Sony had like PlayStation Portable, and that was okay.
Or PSP.
Yeah. That was good. That was pretty good. But I don't know. Like if Sony, to be honest, if Sony released a portable console today, I'd buy it. I would buy it. I would be interested, you know. So maybe they will. Who knows? Now Xbox, I don't think they'll do it. But yeah, I think they should do it. Yeah.
No. I think no. For me, I just think that what Nintendo are doing, I just think is quality, man. And which is you see, the more and more you say it now, man, I'm gonna have to look at my bank account longer than I had and be like, F it, man. Just go to that shop.nintendo.co.uk.
So support it, man.
Give me my damn Switch and Zelda, you bastards.
Martin Rosario, where are you at, man?
Yeah, man, I get that. Okay, guys, look, man, this is it from us, man. So, yes, look, man, this was fun, man. We'll definitely try and do this again next week. We'll try and make this a regular occurrence and try, talk about more gaming stuff, gaming history, gaming news, just general chill out video gaming stuff, man. So, any final words, Mr. Daniel?
Yeah, no, it's always great to do these shows, and I'm not the most like, how do I put it? I'm not the most prepared person for these kind of like what do you call it, like open sessions, like talking sessions in front of people. So, and I always find it very stressful, and I always get very nervous. So if I don't do it properly, I hope people are okay with that.
No, man, no. I think from everyone here, I think you've pretty much done. Look at that, Daniel. You're amazing, man.
Thank you.
No. I think for
like,
me,
it seems like I'm relaxed, but I'm actually nervous as hell. So I'm sorry if I ever like mix my words up or I speak too fast or I don't know. Like, so,
No. I think for me, because I always like to keep people very much at ease, and for me, I always like to keep. Even when you look at my football hall things, like I always want to make things as relaxed as possible.
Also, bring on some other guys, man. I want to see how they do.
This, I think, I think it was even Darian that even said it, that is this going to be open? I mean, no, look, see, my thing about this is that I just brought, this is just like a taster, because I brought you because I know that Daniel knows a lot about games. So know that if there's anything I don't know, he'll have the knowledge base to sort of correct me and because again, I'm not like a hardcore gamer, so I'm just the presenter kind of guy. So I want to bring guys who really have the true knowledge. But this is open to anyone that wants to come along. And I think maybe for the next stream, the more people that come on as well, because I know Sammy is also a gamer. also a top gamer because Sammy is pretty damn good at Halo. So Sammy is a good gamer, but Sammy for some reason is too scared to come on. So as I said, if Daniel has been able to come on and do this stream, you have no flipping damn excuse. So get your ass on this whole damn thing.
I'm helping right now my parents like move into Spain, so I'm helping like move into. I have nothing like around my room. It's literally like it's just an empty room, right?
Oh wow!
I had to set up like a laptop and like just roll like that. So if I can do it, anyone can come on here and do it, man. It's not that big of a deal. So
all right, man. So look, man, we shall be back here again next week. I'll try and think of some good, interesting topics, good, interesting games. Maybe what we'll do, we'll talk about a specific game, dig down into it and so forth, and we'll definitely try and make this interactive and also trying to invite a lot more guys on. So guys, peace out, stay true, stay real, and we're out, man. Peace.
See you.
Become a Half Hope Sort member and gain access to exclusive videos and also the chance to watch films, anime, or different videos with your boy HH exclusively. Just click below on the join button to join in and become a Half Hope Sort member to gain access to these perks. Just click on the community icon over here to view the new members only posts just for you.